Hello everyone, Gucci for the win here, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Before I go into the deck editor to show you this deck, I wanted to bring attention to this. I didn't realize there was this skill list thing. You can go in and you can see all the skills available in the game. You can see if, my monster cards, 2 characters have it, and you can see I have it with Yugi, but I don't have it with Cyrus. So I thought that was really cool. But today we are going to be taking a look at this sort of fusion hero deck that I've built, and we're gonna go into the KC Cup with it because I like to torture myself with bad decks. So right off the bat, we're just gonna start with 2 Neos Alias. He's really just here for his elemental hero status, but he is a pretty big beater. Very rarely will we ever use his Gemini effect, because we do run Neos Knight in the extra deck, but we mostly get into him with King of the Swamp here, which we have 2 of, so this takes the place of any named fusion monster, which we'll get into later. I have 2 Elemental Hero Blazeman. When he is normal or special summoned, you can add polymerization from your deck to your hand, but if you do, you can't activate his other effect, which is sending a hero monster to the graveyard to gain its attribute and stats, basically. Then we have 3 Heat, who gains 200 for each elemental hero on board, and then we have 3 of the nice vanilla Sparkman, which combos really nicely with King of the Swamp. And so next we have 3 Fusion Recycling Plant, because this is a card we really want to see. We have 2 Econ for a little bit of protection, 2 Polymerization because it's actually fairly easy to recycle them as long as we have the Fusion Recycling Plant up, and then 1 Treacherous Trap Hole to round out our trap lineup. First, before we go into anything else, I'm using the Reinforcement skill, which tells us that each time our life points decrease by 1800, we can return a card from our hand to the deck to draw a random warrior type monster, and most of the time we just really need a warrior type monster, so, or a hero monster in general. Alright, so the extra deck, what we are running 1 Nova Master. I would really like to bump this to 2 if I had to, because I think Nova Master is really good, especially in the game right now. We are running 1 Plasma Vice, just a Sparkman fusion. I don't think I've gone out into him once. We are running Shining Flare Wingman, who is my favorite card to go into when using Sparkman. We have Neos Knight. We have Dark Bright. And yeah, that's it. So, real quick, Nova Master, when he destroys a card by battle, you get to draw a card, which is really good, especially for a fusion deck, because you lose a lot of resources trying to get your big monsters on board. Plasma Vice, discard a card, target a monster on the field. Let's see. This has to be an attack position monster too, so it's not that great. But it does do piercing, so. Then we have Shining Flare Wingman, gains 300 attack for each elemental hero in your graveyard. When you destroy a card by battle, you inflict the attack points of the monster it destroyed as effect damage to your opponent's life points. Neos Knight gains half the attack of the warrior used to summon, or to fusion summon with the Neos, or in this case, King of the Swamp. And it can attack twice per turn, but it doesn't do any battle damage. So it's mostly just to clear boards. And then Dark Bright, because if he is destroyed, you can actually trade and destroy does it have to be a monster? Yes, you can destroy a monster your opponent controls if this card's destroyed, which becomes easier because when he attacks, he goes to defense position, so makes it an easy target for someone to go after him. So like I said, we're going to go into the KC Cup today, and we're just going to do 3 duels. We're just going to fulfill our daily goal for the day. This deck really does not like going first. There's not enough disruption and protection in the deck for it to really survive going first that well. and sometimes it's kind of hard to recover even when you're going second. Excuse me. So the best play I can hope for is to have a fusion recycling plant to start, along with a polymerization, or a way to get polymerization, with a warrior and a fire monster. So either Blazeman or Heat, along with another warrior. Do keep in mind, Elemental Hero Heat is actually not a warrior monster. He's one of the few Elemental Hero cards that is actually not a warrior monster. I believe he is a Pyro, technically. So we're going first, which is bad, because this deck absolutely hates going first. But hey, we did start with our Nova Master, basically. So we are going to we're gonna grab Heat when we come back, just because he's gonna be a decent beater. So Fusion Recycling Plant allows us to grab a fusion material, as long as we can grab a fusion material from our graveyard that when we fusion summon that turn during the end phase. Also, we can discard a card to the graveyard to either grab polymerization from our graveyard or our deck. So it's just a way to make sure you have a polymerization at all times, because this is a fusion summoning deck. Alright, and it looks like we're going against a Destiny Hero deck and a mass change. Awesome! Well, this is great. It's just dandy. Like I said, this deck does not like going first. It does not apply enough pressure and does not have enough disruption to really handle it. He's going to get his mass change here. Probably go ahead and use it because he's going to push a little too hard. But it's going to work out in his favor. He might even have all three mass changes in his hand for all we know. But there's not really any way we can recover from this, unfortunately. We can maybe draw Treacherous Trap Hole and it'll buy us a turn. But that's even pushing it. Let's see if he's got that third mass change. He does not. We get the Spark Man. And unfortunately, that does not help us. I'm just going to end my turn because I do want the points, because I want the Miracle Fusion skill. I don't think it would be any better in this deck at all, but I still like to have it. Alright, just go ahead and finish me off here, buddy. Alright. Well, there's Duel 1. Maybe next time I'll try to bring a much better deck. This is like the third or fourth deck in a row that I've done a deck profile for. That's just absolute garbage, pretty much. Like I can win with this deck. It's not that bad. It's just, like I said, it's a very resource intensive deck, and there's not enough going on for the Elemental Heroes right now. I honestly don't think Elemental Heroes will ever reach their true potential in this game. Maybe if some more of the Mass Heroes comes out and some more of the Omni Heroes will have a chance. Mostly when Absolute Zero and Acid come out, that's probably when they'll pick up quite a bit of steam. Just have water heroes, because Absolute Zero mass change into Acid is a really strong play. It's just a complete board wipe, especially with their stats in general. Alright, so he's got Dark Blaze and a back row, probably a Wall of Disruption. And we get another Spark Man, which isn't that good because I need to grab Polymerization. And the only thing we can fusion summon is Nova Master. but we're not going to be able to destroy his monster. We'll use a Sparked Man because I'd like to keep that alias in hand for the beat stick. So like I said, unfortunately we're not going to be able to destroy his monster, so we're not going to be able to draw a card off of this. Oh, we did! Hey! Look at that. I guess Paladin or whatever his name is, I don't even remember. I guess he doesn't he can't blow up the equipped monster to save himself. So that's pretty cool. And I honestly fear the Treacherous, so I am not going to summon anything else. I'm just going to poke him again, and we'll see what he's able to do. He wanted that Destiny draw. I gotcha. Because he did have a response window when I was activating Blazeman's effect, so my guess is he does have a Treacherous or something there. Now he could very well Econ take if he's able to put 2 monsters on the board right here, which depending on the deck could be very, very possible. So we'll just see what he gets. Hopefully he makes some sort of play here soon. A Dragon Knight of Creation. Alright, so he's not really doing anything too crazy here. What's this? Alright, so he's still not strong enough to take me on. Ah, Synchro Boost. The almighty Synchro Boost. Awesome. Alright, so alright, here's what I'm going to do. A Blazeman. I'm going to discard a Sparkman. We're going to grab Polymerization. Alright, so double Cyclone. I'm pretty sure the effect still resolves. I don't think the because I already activated it. No. Okay, that's fine. I still got Blazeman. And we are going to grab our other Polymerization from our deck. And he has nothing that he can do to respond to this, so we are going to make the good old boy Shining Flare Wingman here. And we're just going to proceed to win. That 4,000 attack. Awesome. Sweet. So, like I said, this deck does, it does a lot better going second. It's still not that great, unfortunately, because I love heroes to death. Hence why I have Jaden maxed out. But like I said, hopefully we can get some sort of mixture of masked and elemental heroes later on. We're still missing like Shadow Mist. Solid Soldier just came out, which is a really good card. We're still missing a bunch of the Omni heroes. Really, the Omni heroes wouldn't even be like elemental heroes focusing mostly on the Omni heroes wouldn't be that great because of the limited extra deck size, and that would depend on whether or not they wanted to add super polymerization. I felt like that card made that deck actually pretty annoying because you can't actually negate super polymerization because you can't activate anything in response to it. And then as long as you have the same element of whatever in your deck, you can steal whatever monster your opponent has, which is really, really fun. We didn't really start with anything nifty here, so we're just going to summon our alias and pass. So a lot of the plays this deck has are very underwhelming, but it might be enough depending on what his card is here. We have another alias. I'll go ahead and summon it. It's probably a man-eater bug. No, it's a Cyber Phoenix, so he's going to draw a card here. But we are going to be able to poke him for 19. And I'm not sure exactly what the activation requirements for Cyber Style are. So he may have just played into whatever he wanted to do. And we have an Econ. So the question here is, do we have Game by E-Hero Beatdown? It appears we do. Alright, so that's pretty cool. We were able to win 2 of the 3 duels for our daily KC Cup duel here. I'm not sure if the KC Cup will still be going on by the time this video goes up. I'm sure it will. And we got Life Point Boost Beta. I'm guessing it's what the Greek character there is. And we actually increased our duel level. So cool. Alright, so we're just gonna collect our hard-earned gems here real quick. And take one final look at the deck and maybe talk about some things that would make it better. So right off the bat, I do feel like adding another Nova Master in here would be awesome. I would probably take out the Plasma Vice because I don't think it's needed entirely. This deck could definitely use oh man, it could definitely use some way to search. Probably it really needs some more disruptive plays, and unfortunately the extra deck for elemental heroes doesn't really play towards disruption. Like I said, the only way it becomes a disruptive playstyle is when you throw in like Dark Law and Mass Changes and Absolute Zeros and Acid. But like I said, this deck is very meh. Really likes to go second, but it's really fun to play. It's a lot of nostalgia, especially for me. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any improvements that could be made, any suggestions you guys have, just let me know down in the comments. Subscribe so you don't miss any more Duel Links or Yu-Gi-Oh! In general videos. I try to upload Yu-Gi-Oh! Every Tuesday and Friday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.